Season of Discovery is nearly halfway complete, and we still haven't seen so much of the potential content, from Karazhan crypts to Scarlet Monastery. Let's count down the most hyped up features, the things that everybody should be looking forward to. At number 10, we have Heroic Dungeons, all but confirmed and a slam dunk for the game. Imagine Heroic Dead Mines, Heroic Scarlet Monastery. It would be so incredibly easy for Blizzard to implement this step. They wouldn't have to spend a lot of dev time, dev money on this. And you're getting replayable content at 60 that we've never really experienced before. Ideally, you could even add some new content, new rewards as well, and it would make for a great way to catch up in the AQ40 phase, which is historically a place where a lot of players drop off. Imagine you have a fresh level 60, instead of dropping off, you're leveling up and you're doing these heroic dungeons, you're getting a ton of loot as well. There's also a lot of historical precedents because they've done the Titan Rune dungeons. They're doing the new Elemental Dungeons and Cataclysm. Blizzard loves to do these sort of systems, and it's all but guaranteed coming for Classic. At number 9, we have the new world bosses that we never got. There were 4 dragons that we were supposed to be getting in the xal'atath patch. At least that's historically how it happened back in the original Classic. The difference is Phase 5 had a lot of content to look forward to. Thunderand Raid, xal'atath, BWL. Blizzard didn't want to put these world boss dragons on top of that as well. But the world boss dragons themselves are very good content. Remember all the epic PvP battles people had with these world boss dragons. But I can already look forward to rushing to all the different world boss dragons, trying to get some of the epic loot, like the Hibernation Crystal for example. So at number 8, we have a Scarlet Monastery raid. And this has been basically confirmed multiple times by Blizzard. They leaked it out at BlizzCon, for example. Scarlet Monastery raid. It makes perfect sense. We've got the area already figured out. You could have it in the bottom of Eastern Plaguelands. You use some of the assets from Scarlet Monastery, which looks fantastic. Incredible nostalgia around that raid. You could put in fan-favorite bosses. You could use some of the awesome lore that's available, things like Cleansing the Ashbringer. There's so much potential for a Scarlet Monastery raid, and we've been getting teased phase after phase after phase. I mean, remember back in Phase 2, people thought we'd get Scarlet Monastery raid. Would have been perfect for that level bracket. Then in Phase 3, it was all but confirmed after Nomergon. Still didn't get Scarlet Monastery, then everybody just stopped talking about it. We're gonna have to get Scarlet Monastery somewhere in that next phase. It would be a perfect way to get everybody hyped up for the last phase of the game. At number 7, speaking of bringing the hype back, we've got to bring the hype back, and one of the best ways would be with more 10-man dungeons. We all know how fun the 10-man dungeons were, BFD, Nomergon. This was the peak of Season of Discovery, and Blizzard knows that too. Trust me, they've got the numbers. They're just waiting to bring back 10-mans at the right possible moment. And don't say, hey, xal'atath was 10-man. Hey, this raid was 10-man. No, we're talking true 10-mans, the ones where you have a sign-up sheet, you and the boys are raiding with 10-man, casual, laid-back environment, having fun with your friends again. Personally, I think the best time to bring back 10-mans would be with an AQ20. Downsize it to 10 people, and we could have so much fun. But also, not to spoil later in the video, a Karazhan Crypts 10-man could be exactly what we need to really get Season of Discovery back on track again. At number 6, everybody on YouTube, they keep saying, Jerome, you just made this video about the future of Classic, which you should check out in the top right. Well, everybody in the comments is saying Blizzard said something about not doing the Scarab questline. Knowing what I know about MMOs, MMO companies, they do not really like to remove giant unnecessary grinds from the game. They actually like to keep those so that people do them and play them and keep subscribing to the game. So personally, I think they're going to do the Scarab questline. The only question is, will they change it significantly from how it was back in the day? Because everybody wants their Scarab mount, the Black Karazhan battle tank. Will they just significantly cut down the number of Scarabs that you have to kill in the first place? It remains to be seen what Blizzard does, but I really do think there will be big changes coming. At number 5, we have runes, and frankly, the best part of Season of Discovery, or one of them, was all the crazy rune theory crafting. The dream runes we all wanted. Having insane runes like Bladestorm, Heroic Leap, being able to pull people on my priest, being able to resurrect on a druid, which might be the craziest of all of them. Frankly, the lack of runes in the last couple phases has taken away a ton of the hype. Now, Blizzard has a good reason for not adding more runes. It would make the game incredibly confusing and frankly horrible to play. To have, say, 50 buttons you have to press. The solution, though, is to add more runes per slot. So you're not adding additional abilities, I don't have to press 37 abilities to play my character. Instead, I'm just going to have more options, more things to discover. Let me know in the comments if I'm crazy, but frankly, I would love to see just a couple more runes per class It could really spice things up. So at number 4, we have new dungeons. And these are all but confirmed. Heading into Phase 5, we saw 3 new dungeons data mined. Things like the Burning of Anderhall. There was also a really cool Winter Spring dungeon that was data mined. These are no-brainer new content ideas. Not only are you giving people something new to do, something exciting to bring them back to the game. If I see, okay, there's a bunch of new dungeons in Classic WoW, that's really going to sell me on the game better than really anything else they can do with affixes. At the same time, as you're driving players back to the game, you're also catching them up in record time. You can use all these new dungeons to fill in the gaps of gearing that are typically caused, for example, by the fact that you have to get tier 0.5 right now. It's just not a pleasant experience to have a fresh character trying to get into Molten Core unless you have an existing guild. At number 3, we have the sense of discovery. Now, this ties technically to every aspect of the game: the quests, the runes, the NPCs, the lore. There was a sense of discovery back in Phase 1, in Phase 2, even in Phase 3, but we have lost it when we lost the runes. But also when we lost the quest, there were new ideas, new things to discover. Those ideas have really gone away in Phase 5, and even in Phase 4 as well. It's time we bring the discovery back. Things like the sacrifice dagger from the trailer that we never ended up getting. Things like the shadowy, mysterious agents that we never got an explanation for. I think it's time we bring back weird stuff, new stuff, things to discover, things to find out in the forums and Discord. I think it would be a really big missed opportunity if we go into Phase 6 and there's just the same old AQ40 with a few difficulty sliders. So talking missed opportunities, another big missed opportunity is xal'atath. Now, xal'atath, being the shadowy figure that showed up in the earlier phases, also happens to be the main villain in retail WoW right now. The point is that she is this awesome villain in retail, and we're completely not getting anything out of her in SoD right now. It would be awesome to have her show up to craft some items or just, finish the story in some way, unless they're completely running out of money and they can't do that. Personally, it would not surprise me to see xal'atath back for AQ40, or at least for the much-hyped Karazhan crypts. That leads us to number 1, which is Karazhan crypts. The most hyped part of Season of Discovery, in my opinion, was when they dropped the big news that we'd be getting Karazhan crypts. It makes so much sense. We were supposed to get Karazhan back in the original version of Vanilla. What a great way to go full circle and give us something we really have always dreamed of, a completely new raid in Classic. This could be a greatest hits of Karazhan. We've got Medivh, we've got Khadgar, we've got all our favorite bosses, all our favorite enemies, and I just think there is so much potential here. If Blizzard can deliver an awesome Karazhan Crypts experience, something that we really are excited about, it bodes so well for Classic Plus. It would essentially be like a preview, selling us on the idea of Classic Plus. Look what we accomplished. Look what can be done with more time and more money. With that thinking in mind, though, I would expect to see Karazhan Crypts much later. Probably the very last thing we get in Season of Discovery. It would not be coming in Phase 6. So with so much unreleased Season of Discovery content, it is clear we have a lot to look forward to. Personally, I am far and away most excited for Karazhan Crypts. It really could show us that Season of Discovery was a worthwhile journey after all. Let me know in the comments what content you are most excited for, though, and then smash that like button and subscribe for some very big Season of Discovery Phase 6 guides coming soon. Check out my ultimate video on what to expect from Phase 6 and beyond next.